Has been written with the eye on the future leaders. And you are the future leaders. It is to groom future leaders. I've written this so that you all know what are you moving for. What are the challenges which are likely to come.
The thing that I love to do the most is painting, and here are my art books. I love reading books, and these are some of my favorites. I also like to write, and these are my journals. I was my schoolhouse prefect, and I have learned and practiced swimming for 3 years.
Creativity and communication are my superpowers. I teach kids at church. I am a graphic designer intern at Teal, a real estate company in Bangalore. I was nominated as the vice president of my college. I love debates, singing, dancing, cooking, baking, theatre, photography, and I love languages. I know 5, and my most recent achievement is this. Organized by Incredible India, and I won the first prize in business partner.
I love reading books, and these are some of my favorite ones. Like participating in Olympiads, and these are my recent medals. I love doing cycling every weekend. I also like camping, and I have also been in NCC and Scouts. Thank you.
I have learned abacus for 2 years, and these are some of my certificates. The next game I have learned is to play badminton, which I have learned it for 2 years.
I like drawing, making rangoli and mehendi, and there are some photos of this. I like to play kabaddi, cycling, and I love the most is traveling. I also like cooking.
You're also talented.
जय थारी माँ आप सबको जय थारी माँ मम्मी.
You're so talented, all of you. Thank you, Dr. Sumit Goyal. Thank you so much. Let's all welcome Dr. Sumit Goyal amidst us. Saina, thank you so much.
Very welcome, sir. Very welcome. Sir ने बुक लिखी है I want to grow up again. सर अपने वो दिखाएंगे आपको बुक.
This is beautiful book. I want to grow up once again. Beautiful book. And I've read it and I've marked it. And I love this chapter on journey of transformation. I loved it. That's why I thought he was just the best for the grooming leadership, for you youngsters. I want to hear from him directly as we grow. Yes, Saina, carry on.
जी हमारी ऑडियंसेस का स्वागत है. आइए ज्वाइन करिए. यंगस्टर्स में आप लोगों को बच्चों बोलने वाली थी. बड़े बच्चे आप, हमारे बड़े बच्चे. जैसे मैं आपको पहले बोल रही थी, खूब ऑब्जर्व करिए, अब्सॉर्ब करिए, खूब सीखिए, कीप ग्रोइंग. मैं मम्मी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि वो डॉक्टर गोयल के बारे में हमें बताएं, एंड देन आई रिक्वेस्ट डॉक्टर गोयल टू से अ फ्यू वर्ड्स एंड देन वी टेक द सेशन फॉरवर्ड. जी.
As I said, I've already said, This was a book, a gift came from Dr. Goel by courier on its own. On its own, he decided to gift it to me. And as I started to read it, I felt so good that he was the best person for us for our grooming leadership classes. And Dr. Sumit Goel is a gold medalist from the University of Mumbai, a doctor homeopath, remember, healer, teacher, trainer, motivator, life coach, and an author. And with the experience of more than 25 years, his acquaintances would first approach Dr. Sumit Goel concerning any guidance. He amalgamates the latest approaches in health management and life transformation technology to achieve the highest ideal of healthy living. He has been has a keen interest in crisis management and hence hearing out people's grievances and giving honest and practical advice is how he likes to spend most of his time. He greets them and their troubles with a beaming smile, as he's giving you one already, and wise words from his vast pool of knowledge. Having penned many medical books, he has been awarded the best author in the field of medical literature. He loves living, loving, sharing, traveling, and any sort of adventure, and believes that life matters. That's what it is. And he has an email. He waits for a feedback. He loves feedback. And he is sumitgoel@yahoo.com. This is a beautiful book. Welcome, Dr. Goel. Please speak to us. Share with us, as you've already seen our talented students.
A very, very prosperous evening to everyone. It is indeed an honor and privilege for sharing this space with the Dr. Kiran Bedi, who does not seem to age a day. Her persona seems to grow every single day. I was born approximately at the time when she became the first female IPS officer, and I used to participate in general knowledge quizzes in my school, and we would read her name, right? And from that day in the 70s till 2022, she's absolutely just the same. There is a Latin phrase, "aude sapere," which means have the courage of your conviction, dare to be wise, and ma'am is a living experience. In the context of grooming leadership, I would just open up with two powerful quotes. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And the second one, we need to prepare the children for the road and not the road for the children. Because that is where we seniors and we parents make the mistake. We want to offer the best future for the children, but we do not prepare them for the road. And that is the essence of leadership and grooming leadership at this correct age. Welcome, welcome everybody.
So we do not know, as Saina said, do you call them children or do you call them young men and women?
Madam, as I'm looking at my screen, I don't think you are 72. You seem to be 17. So I would put you amongst all the other young people out here.
हमारे लिए तो हमारे बच्चे हैं, तो आप अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करो. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your blessed quotes and a blessed beginning. आप बच्चों अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करो, and then we'll take the discussion forward. Question answers फिर लेते हैं. So Priyam, start with you. Mommy, now they'll start interacting with you.
Sure, ma'am. So, good evening, everyone. I am Priyam Narula. I'm 21 years young, and I am currently pursuing BWalk Tourism and Hospitality in Stella Maris College, Chennai. It's truly a blessing being here. I'm so honored. Thank you.
One of our team members, Shivani Arora, is also from your Stella Maris, Tamil Nadu.
Yes, ma'am. Go Stella.
Yeah. In fact, I met her there at Stella Maris. She invited me to the college, and since then we've been great friends. And she's behind the scenes. She's behind the desk managing the show of demonstrative learning. Priyam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Priyam, what do you want to be? Any challenge you have absolute expert in Dr. Sumit Goel as
Yes.
grooming leadership. What do you think about leadership, about yourself? And what is it that you would like to learn and listen from an expert? I will pitch in, I will put in. So you ask your question, Priyam.
Okay, ma'am. So, a question regarding leadership. All right. So, sir, as women, it is quite hard for women to go up and become leaders. We are always pushed down. I do not know why. So, could you give me some reasons why? Why are women not given a chance to reveal or to tell people what they possess? We have so many qualities. We are so strong. But why don't people let us do that? Why don't people let us express ourselves?
Okay, so if I were to answer your question and if I can take some time, uh, the book that I have written will give you some idea about what I wish to share. So, my book is divided basically into three parts. The first part is called perception, and the second is called as pattern. So, when you introduce yourself, we normally say, I am. Now, these words, I am, are very powerful because we are declaring who we are to the universe. And sometimes we are just at a loss of words to just say what I am. I mean, my name is not who I am. Right? So, it is all about perceptions. We live our life out of the perceptions that we have about ourselves, about what we have about the world around us, and we even assume what the world is thinking about us. And this is how we live our life, and this becomes our reality. This this perception leads to our default behavioral patterns. That is, suppose for example, I am angry, right? I may become abusive, and when I become abusive, I may shout, I may cry, lock myself up in the room, and then I'll start feeling guilty about me getting angry. Now, this may happen again and again and again. Remember, we have mobile settings in our phone, and we continue to experience it again and again, year after year, and we make these experiences a part of our reality. And then we wonder why nothing changes, why am I not being able to transform, right? And that leads to the third part of the book, which is changing perception and breaking pattern. Now, coming to your question, expressing yourself is a choice. People hearing you out or not hearing you out is not in your control. Has anybody stopped you from expressing yourself? No. And with the social media, with all forms of interaction, you are free to express yourself, right? So it is our thought that I am a female, or probably I do not belong to this state of society, and so I will not be heard. That is our perception. This leads us to our feeling of being let down. I am not good enough. I am not being heard. Right? And that is what, if I were to sum up the entire thing in one line, I always say what happens in us is more important than what happens to us. So if from within you are a leader, that is what will express itself.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Priyam, let me explain to you further what from where Dr. Sumit Goel has left. He's made you understand what you have got it by default. Where did this begin, Priyam? Where did this thinking and perception begin? It began from homes. It began from schools. It began in neighborhoods. It began in your environment. It began in your family. Maybe you saw boys, your cousins, your friends, or your co-ed, or your others saying it this, and it settled in your mind that you are different and that you are not equal, or you cannot do the same what they are doing. So it settled in your own mind. Like for instance, brother can go out and come back whenever he can with his friends, and you can't come back whenever. You have to be back because you need safety. So it settled in your mind that you need to be safe. And it settled in your mind that outside may not be safe for you. It's not settled in the minds of the boys. If I ask Vishwajit say, no, ma'am, I never felt unsafe when I traveled out. I never felt I would be this way. Where girls do. If I ask all of these girls, they will say, yes, we don't feel safe because we feel we may be vulnerable. See, it settles in your mind. Now, it's a reality also, and it's imaginary also, but I tell you, it's a reality to an extent. Why? When we hear of others' cases, when we hear of being teased, when we hear of. Now, instead of this teasing giving us a complex of withdrawal, it could have saying, okay, we find a way out. We find a way to deal with it. मैं अकेले नहीं जाएंगे, मिलके जाएंगे. अकेले नहीं जाएंगे, मिलके जाएंगे. Number 2, why boys also? Boys को भी अपने टाइम से घर आए वापस. It's a part of discipline. कई चीजें कोई part of discipline है. So, but the third thing is, what the boys have done when they're growing up by mobility, by playing games, by doing things outside for the market and many other things from the parents, you also do. Had you also done it? Had you also played? Had you also been marketing for parents? Had they been also giving you more work to do outside, you would have grown up differently. So you wouldn't have grown up with this feeling, I am not as much as my brother or my cousin can do. And then it settles down, it holds you back, it inhibits you a little, and you underperform, you understate, or you become hesitant in saying. Now that is inhibiting leadership. Now this group of you is to groom leadership. You have to get out of these hesitancies of yours, because when you start working and you become a leader, you are leading men and women, and you have to be a communicator, you have to be a decision maker, you have to be a policy maker, you have to be a trainer, a mentor as you grow. So why are we saying grooming? Because if you do it at the right stage, as your life now is, your foundation becomes stronger. But if you grow up with this hesitancy and doubt in yourself and a sense of insecurity, that will take long time to be overcome. You understand? So that is why we're calling this session Grooming Leadership. Because we want you to talk to the expert. You see, I am based on experience of my life. Dr. Goyal is an author and a researcher in his own field. So two of us have come together. He as an expertise, an author, a thinker, and I as a practicing person who has lived the life with a sense of freedom. Why? Because I was groomed equally. I have benefited by equal grooming. That's why I could be the first woman to join the officer ranks of the Indian Police, because my parents groomed me equally, right? And they never hesitated. Of course, they put boundaries around for us. All of us need to have our boundaries. But the point is, the boundaries were not like a cage. They were not saying, because you're a woman, you can't do this. You can say, because you're a woman, we will do this way. We will do, but we will do it this way. So that it even is better than many ways. Like, for instance, when I was competing, I was playing my tennis in my shorts. I was traveling in my track suits. I got my hair cut. Why? Because I wanted comfort in playing. This is the way my parents guided me. And I grew up saying, this is the way I can express myself best, which is no less than anybody else. That's why we're calling it the grooming. So while you got another answer from Dr. Goyal, here is a practicing. So what next? What is next for you, for a person? Express yourself when you can. Prepare to express when you can. Never get into your mind saying, oh, I have not done it and I can't do it because I'm a woman. How would other things? Feel confident, because this is the time now to gain confidence, acquire confidence, and express confidence. Sometimes speak before the mirror. Nahi koi aur sunta, sheeshe se aage bolo. Practice yourself. Am I right, Dr. Sumit Goyal? Can you give them some practical tips?
A lot of what type of tips would you want?
What are the things, if supposing there's a hesitancy in their mind, what are the things they could get to do to get over that hesitancy?
As ma'am, you had talked about at the onset about the 3 A's, the chapter that you were referring to, that is awareness, acceptance, and action.
Correct.
So the entire journey of transformation travels through these three A's, and we add the fourth A, that is attitude, right?
Yeah.
So if I were to say what exactly is awareness is basically going out of your mind and looking at it, right? Most of the times we don't even realize what the problem is, where the problem is, right? So we need to first define, we need to understand, we need to be aware. After we are aware, the second step is acceptance. Now, when we talk about acceptance, we normally put a question of why am I suffering like this? Why am I like this? Right? We just need to flip the phrase. I can just flip the phrase into something like, what do I do to be what I choose to be? Instead of, why am I like this? The first question, why am I like this, will have a blank answer. I don't know. If I ask my parents, maybe they don't know why I am like that. But what do I do to be what I choose to be will take me to an action plan. So that's the third step. So I had a thought, I had to write a book, but there was darkness around. I did not know whether I would be able to put down my thoughts on paper. Right? Lot of questions. Am I good enough? I have lived my life always trying to do hard work because I always felt I am not good enough. Those years that I grew up, right, I was sad. But I persisted. My action to prove myself, I always told myself, I am nothing. I'm open to everything. That open to everything is very important. And today I'm able to pen down my thoughts, my experiences with my students, experiences with patients over 25 years into something which probably I might have never dreamt before. So it's always awareness, acceptance, action, and attitude.
This is what he's written. This is his page 187, 188, 189 of his book, 189, where he talks about three steps. The journey of transformation. If you're looking, I'm expanding the answer because it is a very good answer question, basically applicable to all you youngsters in some form or the other. So therefore, I thought let's hit the nail on the head straight away. How do we look for transformative lives? And he says it begins with, he's added the word attitude later. Awareness of where you are, aware. Second, accept where you are. And third is, what do I do with it? What can I do to transform? And do I want to change? If you want to change, then what can I do? Where can I get help? That's also, where can I get guidance? Can I do self-help? Where's the answer? Right? So I think this is how we can begin with. It's a great chapter. That's why his chapter is called The Journey of Transformation. So Priyam, you got a long answer to your short question, but you got an expert answer.
Yes, ma'am, and that was so helpful. Thank you so much.
So we are looking for transformation, and the word which we are going, Saina, am I right? The word is awareness, acceptance, and action, and then obviously leads to an attitude.
Ji, ji.
Let's go to the next code. Can we go to the next one?
I would just like to add a word here, that a line here. Priyam, Malar, Vishwajit, Mehek, Siddhi. Focus on your own uniqueness. You all have come with your own realities. You all have your own realities of all kinds: social, financial, physical, emotional. You all have come with your own realities. Your journey is actually of self-discovery. And you have to blossom in your own reality. You have to find ways of blossoming
Right.
in your own reality.
Right. Now, in the blossoming, if there's any aiding, clarification which we can provide for you so that you blossom, as Saina says, let's go ahead. Malar?
Yes, Malad, go ahead with your question.
Karu. Malar, your turn.
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is like women's can you say like which fields like women's will be like very good enough? Because like we are said to be like women should not go in this field, like it is not suitable for them. Can you answer this? Like they're like enough, no, we are good enough.
So are you asking, can women be good enough? Can we be called good enough? Are you saying that?
No, ma'am, like I'm like oh, mm.
What's your doubt or your clarification seeking? What are you asking? Malad, what are you asking?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you say like women's, we should be controlled. Like there are people like they say like women should be controlled, and if they are like let off out of control, they'll be like God. We should be controlled.
Should we be controlled? Should women be controlled? Is that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what do you mean by control? What's in your mind when it comes to control?
Ma'am, as you tell, like women's like we had an we should not go come to home after 6. Like we shouldn't wear any clothes like it's like very tight enough and other things. As being in the department, you know, like they other people say that women's wearing tight fit like it's the main reason for all these crimes like rape and other things. Is it a matter? It's our dress, it's our thing.
Who controls you? I'm going to ask you,
Society.
who in your mind
Society.
controls you? Who controls you?
Society.
Who is society?
People.
Who people?
We are the people, ma'am. We are the people.
And who is the receiver? If somebody's stellar, who is the receiver?
We.
Then would you get it if you reject the message? Can't
Yes.
you pick and choose? Malad, can't you pick and choose what others are telling you? Don't you have a choice? Do you exercise a choice? Do you have a right to choice? Or you don't even, has somebody taken your right to choice also?
No, ma'am. I have the
Then,
right to choice.
then who's the onus is where? The person
We.
who's
Me.
accepting or rejecting or making a choice. Whose responsibility?
The person who makes the choice.
Then where's the problem?
It's with us.
Yes, it's with you. The choice is with you. People will come and go and say something or the other. जैसे गाना है, लोग तो कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. लोग तो कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. लेकिन चॉइस तो तुम्हारे हाथ में है. तुमने क्या, अगर कोई भले की बात कह रहे तो ले लो, अगर घटिया कर रहे तो रिजेक्ट कर दो. कोई हंसेगा, कोई रोएगा, तुम उनके रोने के लिए जिम्मेवार नहीं हो, तुम उनको हंसने के लिए. तुम अपना भला सोचो कि तुम्हारे भले के लिए क्या है, और तुम अपना भला सोचो. अगर तुम्हारे लिए कुछ मोबिलिटी जरूरी है तो जरूर करो, तुम्हें कोई नहीं रोकता. अरे कोई फिजिकली रोकेगा, हाथ पकड़ के रोकेगा, घर में बांध देगा क्या? तुम जितना पढ़ना चाहते हो पढ़ो, खेलना चाहते हो खेलो, काम करना चाहते हो काम करो, तुम्हें कोई नहीं रोकता. अगर कोई रोकता है तो वो ही तुम्हें अपनी समझ बढ़ानी है कि उसको मैं डील कैसे करूं. समझ जाओ कि मेरे भले के लिए नहीं है. So nobody stops a woman, she stops herself. As doctor said, it's her own perceptions which she is now living under. Because वो कहा गया वो settle कर गया, बताया गया वो settle कर गया. I want Dr. Goyal to respond. Dr. Sir.
Malar, let's take a very simple example. Suppose विश्वजीत आपका फ्रेंड है, ठीक है, आपकी दोस्ती है, और विश्वजीत ने आपसे कुछ कह दिया जो आपको पसंद नहीं आया. You do not like the way Vishwajit has talked or behaved with you, right? Now that is his karma. That is what he has done. How will you react? You have a choice. You can either feel sad, you can feel hurt, you can cry, you can be angry, you can ignore, you can have pity on him, Who decides that? Will Vishwajit decide how you are going to react? Right? So what is important? So if I am talking to you, I cannot control what Vishwajit is doing to you, but I can bring about a transformation in what you are choosing to do. आप रिएक्ट इस तरह से कर सकते हो कि शायद विश्वजीत की कोई मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हुई होगी एंड दिस इज हाउ ही हैज बिहेव्ड, बट हमारी डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर क्या होती है, जिस तरह से हम बड़े हुए हैं. सो इफ आई हैव ऑलवेज रिएक्टेड विद एंगर, आई विल ऑलवेज कंटिन्यू टू रिएक्ट विद एंगर. इफ आई रिएक्ट विद दिस सिचुएशन कि मैं ही क्यों, ऐसा मेरे साथ क्यों होता है, व्हाई मी, then with every situation in life you will always continue to react that way. So you need to work within. You do not need to work on the society, because when you work within, you will be in a position to have a positive influence on the society. I hope you
can I explain
able to
when
connect.
Dr. Goel says work within? How do you work within? When you reflect, when you read, when you listen, there are any number of good YouTubes, books are on the way to train you to become more and more confident, more and more self-aware. There's so much today on the YouTube which was never easily available when I was growing up. We had to so much rely on our own selves to understand from within and to get the courage. But I want to say, the more you read, the more you play, the more you compete, the more you move out in society, and the more you take opportunities to compete and express yourself, the more confident you'll become. You have to learn, get confidence. And what Vishwajit says or not does not matter to you. He says it, uska kaam hai kehna, lekin main I reject you. Oh, अच्छा इसने कहा, इसकी अकल ही यही होगी, ये तो रहने दो, मुझे पता है मुझे क्या करना है. So he can say what he feels like. तुम्हारा मर्जी है, जैसे डॉक्टर ने कहा, मैंने चॉइस तो मेरे हाथ में. So exercise your choices with awareness.
Yes,
and don't complex yourself. You are no less than anybody. And on the contrary, if you ask me as girls, do you know what has helped me? In fact, being a woman has helped me in the Indian Police Service. How? I had that extra qualities which the man did not have. Do you know what man has? Do you know what Vishwajit has? Fortunately, he's the only boy in the group. So, do you know what Vishwajit has? Vishwajit has physical strength. He has. Can you lift the kind of weights he can? Can you? He can lift more. Can you lift as much? No, you can't. You can lift, but not as much as Vishwajit can. He's physically born with more physical strength. That's the only thing. Secondly, because he's mobile all the time, he's more courageous. Ye mukka maar dega. Koi isko karega, he'll hit him back. Because he has physical strength, he's more mobile, he's confident, he'll hit him back. ये मार खा के घर नहीं आएगा, right? तुम्हारे पास वो physical strength नहीं है, और इसलिए तुम मुक्का नहीं मारोगी, तुम रो के घर आ जाओगे, ठीक है? But you know the extra qualities you have?
We have mental strength.
I gained physical strength by playing. I gained physical strength by fitness. And I got the confidence by hitting back. But the extra qualities as a woman we have, as a woman has, is a very strong human heart. She's got really the heart in the right place. Means she's got kindness. She's got caring feeling. She's all encompassing. She embraces people. She embraces humanity. And do you know what? Boys have to be learned to do this. Today, leadership is stamina. Leadership is courage, what Vishwajit has. But leadership also is what you have, which he does not have. You can acquire physical strength, mental strength, physical strength by playing. That's why I always say, go play. Girls, go play. Girls, play. Girls, bike. Girls, go trekking. Girls, go climbing. Girls, go jogging. Girls, go walking. Girls, go play. So go out and play and face the world. But the kindness in your heart, love in your heart, the feeling of care in your heart is something which makes you a complete human being. Today, the leader needs the head and the heart merger of combined working. Not only the head, the intelligence quotient, but also the emotional quotient called the EQ. You need that. So once you have that, you are a better leader. Today, companies are looking for a leader with head and heart. Not only the heart, not only the head. But you know what? The head can be acquired, but the heart is difficult to be acquired. Head can be acquired by artificial intelligence, so many things. Today, artificial intelligence is replacing the head. But artificial intelligence doesn't have a beating heart. So the artificial intelligence, a machine can be the man, but the machine cannot be the woman. So you are the human being. So remember, you have extra quality. And that is what made me better, because wearing a uniform, which was a male dress traditionally, I acted my normal self as a human being. So she's a kind police officer, but she's very courageous. So the courage of the man and the kindness of the woman made me do better things than others. So, Mahatma Gandhi was both. Mahatma Gandhi had the mother and father both in him. That's why people followed him. So therefore, remember your traits. When you are getting educated, you're acquiring that intelligence quotient of the man. That's why earlier women stayed home. They never went to school. They never went to college. So stayed home, and they were very loving. Your grandmothers are the most loving. Mummy is the most loving. And that's why you love her. But she has no money. She doesn't have power of money, because that came from mobility and earning. That's why money was more powerful. But love was more winning. She would win you over by love. Daddy would win you over by money, because he could give you money. And if you have both today, women have money also and the heart also, tell me, are you less than anybody? On the contrary, you better. Have you understood? This is a
Yes,
message
ma'am.
to the girls here.
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor, your turn. Doctor Sumit
Yeah.
Goyal, your turn.
Uh,
Anything to add?
So basically, I normally try out this exercise with people, something on holding on and letting go. Because one of the biggest things that I have felt when I have interacted with people around is everybody tries, everybody wants to, but either they have setbacks, they have burnouts, they try, but something holds them back, right? So I normally ask people, let's say, to hold a pen or a paper in your hand straight ahead. Okay. So your hand is raised, stretched, and you're holding a piece of paper. What is going to happen at the end of 1 hour? Your hand starts aching. You continue to hold the paper for another hour. What happens? Now there's a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. Continue for another hour. What will happen? Your hand will start feeling numb. It will start feeling powerless, and then it will just drop down dead. Now, what has happened over this period of time? Did the paper become heavy? No. Did the paper become heavy as we held on to it? No. It weighed exactly the same as it was. So, what changed? Holding on to that paper gave us a problem. The more you hold on to something, it starts aching you. It starts giving you pain. It starts giving you discomfort. Right? What is this paper? This paper are our limiting belief systems. This paper is our past. This paper is our perception that I cannot do anything, or I am somebody less than that person. Right? You just simply need to put down the paper. You just need to let go that belief system. It is as simple as letting it go. Right? Again, we were talking about gender over here. This is always a discussion that we come across everywhere. It all comes from our, I will not use the word upbringing, but from the perception that we have developed of ourselves and the world around. And do you need an action plan to let go of that feeling? No. It takes a chutki. Just let it go. And
But you
then
need
you
to be
feel
aware.
better.
You need to be aware that you were holding on to that
Exactly.
belief. You
Exactly.
accept that you had and let go. Become aware, reject it. Accept to reject. Okay, Vishwajit, your turn. The young man in the team.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Vishwajit Singh Rao from Udaipur, Rajasthan. I'm currently pursuing class 12 from Delhi
Udaipur.
Public School. Yes, ma'am. And it's a great blessing for me to be here with you. Thank you, ma'am.
So what's your question? Do you want to ask anything? Any feeling, any doubt, or you share your strength? As Saina said, share your goals, share your dreams, and share with us. Where are you heading for?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question in my mind, and that question is sometime it happens that we work hard, but we are unable to see the desired changes. And after some time, it leads to disappointment. How to overcome that phase?
That's a good question. Let's have a good question from the expert. So you work hard, but you don't get the desired results, and it leads to disappointment
Yes, ma'am. At that period of time.
at that period of time. Good. Okay. Okay, Dr. Goyal, I'll answer you. As a sports girl, I worked very hard and yet lost my semifinals or finals. Why? I'll answer that. Dr. Goyal, any answer?
Uh, the biggest problem that we have is that we are committed to the result. We are connected to the result rather than the process. Why can't we just derive a lot of happiness and pleasure but just by just doing something rather than the outcome, right? The problem is that we attach our emotions, positive or negative, to our hard work, right? So you have done something. If something has not happened, so be it. What changes? Nothing changes. Does that change your hard work? Does that change your commitment to what you need to do? No. So why are we always engrossed in the result? Right? The moment you let go of this idea that I need some appreciation or I need a result, right? See, this happens in exams. We are students over here, even we are students. We are students of life, right? I have studied hard for an exam. I appear for the exam. What is in my choice? My choice is to answer the questions. What result I get is not a part of my hard work, right? So हमें जब results नहीं मिलते हैं, right? How many times we ask ourselves, what have I learned from this? We react sadly or badly, but do we look into the reasons why or what can I do so that I don't let it become a pattern in my life? So the moment we start working on that thought, you will not be sad at this moment. At the same time, you will be empowered to take a better step next time.
Thank you, sir.
देखो देखो, जब आप मैच खेलने जाते हो तो आप जीतने जाते हो. मैच खेलने जाते हो तो आप ट्रॉफी लेने जाते हो, है ना? एग्जाम करने जाते हो तो फुल मार्क्स लेने जाते हो, है ना? Isn't it? Because every mark counts. मैं मानती हूं. मैं भी जाती थी ट्रॉफी लेने, मैं भी जाती थी मेडल लेने, तो लेकिन मिल गया रनर अप या मिल गया सेकंड पोजीशन, राइट? मुझे अपने आप से पूछना है, मैं नेक्स्ट टाइम क्या बेटर करूं जिसमें मैं और इंप्रूवमेंट करूं. मैं डिसअपॉइंट अगर हो गई तो डिसअपॉइंट तो मैं होंगी, क्योंकि मेरी ह्यूमन नेचर है, क्योंकि मेरी विश पूरी नहीं हुई. लेकिन मैं उसके साथ अगर चिपकी रहूं, जैसे लेट गो, अगर मैं लेट गो नहीं करूंगी तो मेरी परफॉर्मेंस नेक्स्ट टाइम पे असर करेगी. मुझे लेट गो करना पड़ेगा, मेरे पास चॉइस कोई नहीं है. मुझे लेट गो करना ही पड़ेगा. मुझे कोसना नहीं, मुझे जेलस नहीं होना, एनवियस नहीं होना, बीमार नहीं होना, मेंटली दुखी नहीं होना, नेक्स्ट टाइम तैयारी और करनी। वो कहा गया ना, एवरी फेलियर लीड्स यू क्लोजर नेक्स्ट स्टेप टू द सक्सेस। एवरी फेलियर इज अ स्टेप क्लोजर टू द सक्सेस। और दुख की बात यह है कि लोग कई बार फेल हो जाते हैं व्हेन दे आर ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज टू सक्सेस, क्योंकि वहां हार जाते हैं, वहां हारते हैं। They may be getting closer to success, but they give up they don't know how close they are to success. समझे? So हमारे पास, तुम्हारे हाथ में एक ही बात है, मेहनत पूरी करना, तैयारी पूरी करनी, समझदारी से काम करना। भगवान कृष्ण ने गीता में यही कहा, तुम अपना पूर्ण कर्म करो, पूर्ण कर्म करो और रिजल्ट मेरे पे छोड़ दो। लेकिन हम प्रार्थना करते हैं, मुझे पूर्ण रिजल्ट देना भगवान जी। हम प्रार्थना करते हैं ना, मुझे रिजल्ट पूरा देना, ठीक है। लेकिन भगवान कृष्ण ने ये नहीं कहा मैं रिजल्ट पूरा दूंगा, तो ये नहीं उन्होंने कहा। उन्होंने ये कहा तुम अपनी तरफ से कर्म पूरा। अपने आप से ये पूछो, व्हाट कैन आई डू बेटर, हाउ कैन आई राइट बेटर, व्हाट कैन आई रिसर्च बेटर, व्हाट कैन आई प्रिपेयर बेटर। सो डिसअपॉइंटमेंट तो होगी, लेकिन थोड़ी देर के लिए, चिपकी नहीं रहेगी। और हिम्मत ये करना है, आई एम गोइंग टू डू बेटर नेक्स्ट टाइम, बट आई हैव लर्नड हाउ टू आई डू बेटर, आई हैव नाउ लर्नड हाउ डू आई डू बेटर। यशजीत?
यस मैम,
और मैम ये कहते हैं ना, हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं।
क्या कहते हैं?
बाजीगर कहते हैं, हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं।
बाजीगर कहते हैं, करेक्ट।
So that is a positive perception.
Yes. So बाजीगर बनो, है ना, अगले बाज के लिए जाओ।
Yes ma'am.
I mean, the way you should work, way you should work should be something that a trophy or a medal should be the outcome but not the objective.
हाँ,
वो तो आना ही है, मैंने हार्डवर्क किया है तो ट्रॉफी और मेडल तो आना ही है। पर अगर वो मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव रहा और मुझे नहीं मिला, then I'll start feeling like a failure. Right?
Yes sir.
And feeling of failure is something that is happening inside. That is not
Yes,
happening to me.
absolutely.
Right?
Yes sir.
all right, let's see, Nidhi, what is your question? Nidhi, what is your feeling? What is your sharing in this group?
Siddhi, go ahead, beta. Ask your question.
Siddhi, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, what values are most important to us for leader?
What do I do? What?
What values are most important for us for leader?
What values are most important for a leader? What values?
Most important it is, you want to be a leader. Do you understand what leadership is? Do you understand what leadership? Do you mean political leader? Do you mean administrative leader? Do you mean executive leader? Which leader? Do you mean leading the parade? Which is the leader? What is the leadership concept you have in mind?
Leadership quality.
What is she saying, Guchu? Saina?
She's talking about understanding leadership qualities.
All right. What is leader? What is meaning of leader? Who leads? Who's visible? This is the leader. First of all, give me your vision of leader. What is the picture of your leader? Political leader. Singer is also leader. Who's leading the whole event? That's a leader. Entertainment leader. What is this, Siddhi? Class leader. Head girl. Gang leader. There's a gang leader. Okay, which leader? Crowd leader, which is lathi charged.
Mummy, give her some core qualities how she can lead her own self.
I first want her to give me a vision of her leader.
So she's going to lead her own self. That's her vision.
No, she hasn't said that. if she says this, that I want to be personally a leader, what are the qualities I need to lead myself? If she would say that, then I won't even ask her these questions.
Yeah, so we say that.
No, ask her to say.
We do that. We lead our own self first.
Yes,
Let
yes,
her
ma'am.
ask.
Yes.
Now becomes the. So you are saying, Siddhi, ma'am, what are the qualities I need to be my own leader? Right?
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Yes.
First quality of a leader is decisiveness. The leader knows what the leader wants. So, do you know what you want? Do you know what you want? I want to get married, ma'am. Look very beautiful. Get a great spouse or husband. Why you? That's wonderful. Then your path will be that way. So you will start leading your that way. See, I want to be a professor. Then you go to the academics and start enrolling for your PhDs. Ma'am, I want to be a political leader. You will start going to a political party to become a member of a political party. Ma'am, I want to be an administrative leader. You start studying and start taking the UPSC examination. I want to be a doctor and I want to be leading myself in medical profession. You start attending NEET examination and start doing. So what do you want first? Leader knows what he wants. That's otherwise they're not a leader. Otherwise you're a follower. Huh?
Manager of some company.
Manager of his
Company.
first quality of a leader is the leader speaks better, speaks openly, speaks clearly. Tell me. If you don't speak, how can you be a leader? First leader quality is communication. He communicates to himself, sometimes in mind, sometimes by speech.
I become a
आपका माइक बंद है. आपका माइक बंद है. Open your mic.
Siddhi, बेटा mic.
Switch on your mic. हाँ, अब बोलो. Her mic is हाँ, बोलो.
नेटवर्क इशू हो रहा है. नेटवर्क इशू हो रहा है.
हाँ, लग रहा है नेटवर्क इशू. Okay, I'll come back to you later. Let's go to Mehak.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Mehak. I'm currently studying in BCom first year and also pursuing chartered accountancy course. Ma'am, my question is that as a leader, we have to work with a team and like different types of people. All of them have their own set of beliefs and ideas. So how to integrate all the individual efforts towards a common goal? So that is my question.
What's your common goal? What's your goal? What is common goal? Your goal or social goal?
Ma'am, like we are working in a team, in an organization. So the goal we have to achieve as a team.
Give me an example.
In the organization.
Okay, give me specify.
For example, if we are working in a company, so we have to achieve certain targets and we have to work collectively for that. So that's the goal.
Okay, what's the target then? For instance, what's the target? Sale of 1 crore products? Is it profit selling? Is it
yes, ma'am. Like, yes, related to revenue and profits. So we have to achieve the target.
Perfect. So will the target be known to everybody? First
thing
is, does everybody know the target? First thing is, everybody should know the target. Then everybody should be contributing towards the target. Everybody should be trained to implement the target. Everybody should be known the role to achieve the target. Everybody should want to achieve the target. Everybody should feel the reward of the target. That means everybody should know what their roles are to contribute to the target. If you don't know, then how will you will go different directions. So if you know want a sale of 1 crore, then is it divided? तुम्हारा हिस्से 5 लाख सेल, तुम्हारे हिस्से 10 लाख की सेल, तुम्हारे अंदर 15 लाख की सेल, ये तुम्हारी. अब क्वेश्चन उठता है, कौन करेगा, कैसे करेगा, कहां करेगा, किसका ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया है, कौन टारगेट है, बच्चे हैं, महिलाएं हैं, पुरुष हैं, कहां. See, clarity of purpose, clarity of method. So the more clearer the clarity and processes are, the greater the result. And skills. So clarity in the organization of a mission statement and the goal, and also capability. मान लो यूने गोल बनाया है, काम 20 लोगों का, आपके पास सिर्फ 5 लोग हैं. Do you have the resources? So you have to see, do you have the resources? That means you have to increase your resources to achieve the target. Otherwise, lower the target. Then everybody should feel equal beneficiaries of the target. तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा? अरे तुमको तनख्वाह मिलेगी. अच्छा, तनख्वाह मेरी, मैं तनख्वाह से खुश नहीं हूं, वो नहीं करेगा. तनख्वाह उसको commensurate मिल रही तो वो करेगा. See, looking after the welfare, the vision, the thinking of the members of the team make a team. And that's the job of the leader. And the leader should come last and not first. अगर तनख्वाह उसके लिए बच गई तो लेगा, नहीं तो नहीं लेगा. If जो कमाया वही ले गया, तो दूसरे क्या लेंगे? दूसरे को नहीं मिला, वो भाग जाएंगे. So your target is not met. So there's a target, there's a goal, there's a process, there's a participants, there's a skill, right? And there's unity of purpose. You achieve it. Dr. Goyal, your contribution, please.
So basically, we are talking about two types of leadership, where you just go ahead and do it, and you set an example for the team to follow, right? Because a lot of time that path is not there, right? So if you're experienced, if you know the way, you go the way, then you show the way, right? So that is one aspect of leadership, that you just go all out and the team works with you, follows you, and achieves a target. But there is a second way of leading. And as Madam said, a true leader listens first, communicates, and then leads, right? In a team, it is very, very important that you share three things with the entire group: the vision, the mission, and the passion. All of it is within our mind, right? Learn to identify the skills, the positivities of each member in the team, right? Communicate, share, develop the passion within the group. Make the mission very, very clear, and then work on it. Easier said than done, but at least start thinking about it.
Okay, my friends, now I'm going to run through quickly your questions you sent me concerning my chapter 2, my chapter on the book. And I'll be brief, to the point. Like, for instance, Malar, where's Malar? Malar, you asked me about, I'm glad, first of all, that you've all read the chapter that you raised these questions, because that was the relevance of this. But likewise, did I introduce toll-free number? Because I wanted information. I wanted people to have a right to give information. I coined Prosperous Puducherry. That was the mission statement. So there was, like, for instance, we talked about leadership. The leadership was everybody prosperous. So Prosperous Puducherry was a mission. Similarly, Mehak has asked almost on the same lines. Then Priyam has also asked, why did you coin Prosperous Puducherry? Because it was for Pondicherry as a whole. What is my experience with working with Resident Commissioner Puducherry? Because he knew the work and he could answer my questions. Why did you name the strategic possible? You are asking the same question. Why did I name Prosperous Puducherry? The word I coined Prosperous Puducherry was because it covers everyone. It covers everybody equally. When I say Atam Nirbhar Bharat, it concerns 1.3 billion. When our Prime Minister says Atam Nirbhar Bharat, when he says Sabka Vikas, Sabka Kalyan, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, he saws word Sabka. Prosperous Pondicherry was Sabka. So I coined Prosperous Puducherry because I wanted Sabki prosperity. Everybody's prosperity. And prosperity means growth. Growth. Everybody having equally every right to every facility. Everybody happy. not the rich more and the poor less. So it was the word was prosperous Puducherry, so that everybody, the vested interest, the political interest, everybody contributes towards prosperity of the territory. That means imandari, which means lagan, which means rule of law, no favoritism. Prosperity belonged to all. I want to thank you for having read the second chapter, because otherwise you won't have asked these questions. My objective was you to read the book. It appears you at least read one chapter. Because these days children have stopped reading. They listen more, talk more, read less. Our objective of grooming leadership is also to make you read a book, read a chapter. So I'm very grateful that you did it. Sana, would you like to do a wrap up? We are at the end of the day.
Bachcho, I'll try doing a quick sum up for you. My thoughts from Dr. Goel's talk and the second chapter of the Fearless Governance, and what I've heard from all of you. I'm hoping and praying you go beyond the gender. Please get it out of your mind first. But we live in a real world. Please make informed choices according to your realities, boys and girls. And do not judge. Take care of your own self. Do not judge. You all need to start understanding what this word means. Fortify your insight. Fortify your insight. It's stormy out there. It's stormy out there. You have to fortify your insight. Think about all of this. Don't let this event just go by. Reflect on it. अपनी अपनी समझ शक्ति को बढ़ाओ. Life is not black and white. जिंदगी को समझो, जिंदगी को जानो, जिंदगी को पहचानो.
रोज एक्सपीरियंस करो.
There are no black and white answers. There are no straight cut answers for every situation. अपनी अपनी जिंदगी को समझो, अपने अपने blueprint को समझो. The greatest quality you need as a leader and as a human being is integrity. जिसके पास कर्मों की ईमानदारी नहीं है, वो कुछ नहीं कर सकता या कर सकती. ईमानदारी, इंटेग्रिटी, ईमानदारी सिर्फ पैसे की नहीं होती है. ईमानदारी सोच की, नजर की, नजरिए की, नियत की. इंटेग्रिटी वो झलकेगी. दूसरी चीज, मेहनत जब कर रहे हो, जब बड़े हो रहे हो, डोंट बी सो अफ्रेड ऑफ नॉट. आप अगर इनविजिबल हो कुछ समय के लिए तो क्या हुआ? विजिबिलिटी इज नॉट लीडरशिप. हम विजिबल हैं, हम फेमस हैं. बीइंग फेमस इज नॉट द रियल इंडिकेटर. That's not the indicator. Are you leading your day? Are you leading your life? Or are you succumbing to everything that life puts in front of you? My child, Mehak, you asked about targets. Beta, targets leadership is a very different space. You need to give people incentives. And how will they get a sense of belonging if they have to meet targets? And that's profit oriented. So there is a vision, sharing a sense of belonging when it's the heart involved, but when it's targets and profits involved, incentives. And you must know the strengths of your team. Every task can't be given to every member. So as a leader, you must know the emotional, physical, mental, spiritual strengths of your team and then work accordingly. Some people are very good with machines but terrible at communication. Some people can't relate to other people, but they relate to computers very well. They relate to numbers very well. You must know your team. if you all want to lead in your space. And children, please be attached to reality. Please stay attached to ground reality. So these are my little thoughts. But from Mummy's book, the second chapter, I want to tell you one word, what prosperous Puducherry means. Bachcho, it means kartavya palan. And this is Vishwajit's answer also. मेहनत करी और सफलता नहीं मिली. कर्तव्य पालन अपने में सफलता है. मेहनत करना अपने में रिवॉर्ड है. अपना बेस्ट देना अपने हालातों के अनुसार अपने में रिवॉर्ड है. उसमें अपनी खुशी ढूंढो. अपने कर्तव्य पालन में अपनी खुशी ढूंढो.
एफर्ट में एंजॉय करो.
और मेरे बच्चों,
एफर्ट यू नीड टू एंजॉय.
आप लोगों की जवाबदारी किसके साथ है? मैं ये थॉट के साथ आपसे आपकी जवाबदारी किसके साथ है? आपकी जवाबदारी आपकी कॉन्शियस के साथ है और फिर जिसने आपको बनाया है.
We are all twice your age. We are all twice your age, and I'm thrice your age. Dr. Sumit Goyal is twice your age. Saina is twice your age. I'm thrice your age. I'm sure you will also speak the way I'm also speaking. So I can understand where you are coming from. We are only fast forwarding your learning. That's all we're doing. Effort is to fast forward your learning. That's all. And minimize mistakes so that you become aware and accept now and then transform. You see, it's like acceptance, as you rightly said, Doctor. Acceptance and then action. That's what you said, isn't it? Acceptance, awareness, acceptance, and action. And then attitude it takes about. That's what, if you take this mantra today, right? Awareness, then acceptance, and then action. Once you start becoming aware, acceptance and action, and then it becomes an attitude. I think 4 A's, this is your mantra from here. Till we meet again for the third chapter for the next group. Saina, thank you very much for making this team happen. Thank you, Dr. Goyal, for your very precious time.
Thank you,
time.
Thank you.
And I hope all of you can look at this book. I want to grow up once again. See, अब बड़े लोग ही कह सकते हैं मैं अब मुझे I wish I was your age. I want to grow up again. Thank you, Dr. Goyal. I hope you can share this value. I think this book is available on Kindle as well. You can all pick it up from Kindle, right? Kindle and available elsewhere. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
बच्चों आपके साथ अपने experiences share कर रहे हैं, अपनी learnings share कर रहे हैं. आपके काम आए, खूब काम आए आपके ये सब, खूब काम आए. But do reflect after the event is over. Watch it again for your own self. Yes. We thank our audiences for joining, and we see you next Friday, sir. Dr. Goyal, very, very grateful. Very grateful for your time.
Would you be able to spare time next 2 weeks from now, Doctor? Would you?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay. So let's reconvene in grooming leadership the next fortnight. Then we bring back the same kind of a group, because then you are now getting to know what the youngsters are asking for, so that we can give them intelligent answers to fast forward their learning.
Definitely.
Thank you. We see you together again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
आप खुश रहें. जय धारी माँ. अगली फ्राइडे आपको मिलेंगे. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.
खुश रहो.